Ladies and gentlemen, I want to talk to you today about something simple yet profound, something that can change your life but often gets overlooked. It's called the magic of small steps. We all have big dreams and ambitions. We envision monumental achievements, life-changing goals, and grand successes. But here's the secret. Those dreams are built on small steps. The journey to greatness doesn't happen in one giant leap. It happens through consistent, purposeful action, one small step at a time. Think about it. No matter how massive the task, how daunting the challenge, or how big the vision, it all starts with a single step. We often dismiss small actions, but that's where the magic is. It's the consistency of those small actions that compounds and leads to extraordinary results. Each small step is an investment. It might not feel like much in the moment. It might even seem insignificant, but it's a commitment to the process, to progress. Small steps accumulate over time. One day, you'll look back and realize that those seemingly tiny actions built the foundation for something far bigger than you ever imagined. Now, I'm not saying that small steps are always easy or that there won't be challenges along the way. The road to success is never smooth. There will be obstacles, distractions, and moments of doubt. But here's the thing. Small steps keep you moving forward, even when the going gets tough. They build momentum, and momentum is a powerful thing. Remember, you don't need to have it all figured out. You don't need to wait for the perfect moment to start. You don't need to know every detail of the journey. All you need is to take the first step, then the next, and the next after that. Before you know it, you'll be closer to your dreams than you ever thought possible. So take those small steps, embrace them, celebrate them. They are the key to unlocking your full potential. The magic of small steps isn't just in the action, but in the consistency. Small steps lead to progress, and progress leads to success. Start today, take that small step, and watch as the magic unfolds. Success isn't achieved in a single moment. It's earned over time through small, consistent efforts. A series of small, deliberate actions will build momentum and create the transformation you're seeking. Doesn't matter how big the goal is, it all starts with that first step in the right direction. Each small step compounds over time, and you'll find that your efforts lead to bigger, more significant achievements. Don't get caught up in how far you have to go. Focus on the next step and let the process lead you to your goal. As you take action, no matter how small, you gain confidence, which motivates you to keep going. Stop waiting for the perfect time. Take action with what you have and refine it as you move forward. When you consistently take action, even small actions, you create momentum that makes the bigger tasks feel more achievable. Small steps help you to stay on track, even when you face setbacks or challenges. Every failure is just another step towards success. The real growth happens in the process. Every small step you take shapes you, builds your character, and prepares you for success. Success is not the result of one great effort or a single bold move. It is the product of consistent, persistent action over time. Consistency is the silent force that shapes the future. It is the steady, unrelenting commitment to your goals, even when it seems like no immediate results are coming. Most people want quick success. They want instant results, and when they don't get them, they get discouraged. But the real magic happens in the day in and day out routine of showing up. It's easy to start something when you're excited, when the goal seems within reach. But the true test of character comes when the excitement fades, and you are left with only the discipline to continue. Consistency means taking action when it's hard, when you're tired, when you feel like it's not worth it, or when no one is watching. It means doing what needs to be done, not when it's convenient, but when it's required. Think about the great achievements in history. Every one of them was the result of consistent effort over time. Whether it's building a business, mastering a craft, or improving your health, the key is showing up day after day and doing the work. And here's the thing, consistency doesn't always mean you need to be doing something massive or dramatic every day. Small, steady steps lead to long-term results. It's not the grand gestures that get us ahead. It's the simple daily actions repeated over time. It's that small effort made every day that compounds and creates results beyond what we could have imagined. So the next time you feel like quitting, or the next time you feel like what you're doing doesn't matter, remember this: consistency is the true measure of success. Keep going, keep doing the work, and in time you will look back and see that the path you've walked, no matter how slow it seemed, has led you to where you want to be. The success you seek is not about sudden breakthroughs, it's about the long journey of consistent effort. And that journey, when traveled with determination, will always lead to success. Small actions, when performed consistently, are the catalysts for monumental changes in your life. We often underestimate the power of the little things, the decisions we make every day, the habits we form, the small efforts we put in. But it is these seemingly insignificant actions that, when compounded over time, create the breakthroughs we've been waiting for. You don't need to have a grand plan for everything. You don't need to see the entire staircase before you take the first step. It's the small, seemingly trivial choices that, when added up, begin to shape your destiny. Whether it's waking up a little earlier to work on your goals, reading a few pages of a book every day, or making healthier food choices, each of these small actions performed day after day will slowly begin to change the course of your life. We live in a world that craves instant results, and because of that, we often overlook the power of small, steady progress. We want to see huge improvements right away, but that's not how success works. Success is built over time, brick by brick, one small action at a time. It's about making incremental progress that over time compounds into something extraordinary. Think of a small seed planted in the ground. At first, you can't see much happening. It's not visible, not exciting, and yet it's quietly growing beneath the surface. Every small action you take is like watering that seed. Eventually, with time, that seed will sprout and begin to grow into something much bigger than you could have ever imagined. The real secret to life's big changes is that it doesn't take massive efforts all at once. It's the ability to stay consistent with the small actions that matter the most. If you continue to make progress, no matter how small, you will eventually look back and be amazed at how far you've come. Small actions repeated over time can lead to incredible transformations. And in the end, it's those little steps taken every day that bring about the change you desire. So don't wait for the big moment to take action. Don't wait for the perfect time to start making a difference. Begin with what you have, where you are, and take that small step forward. Those small actions will add up, and before you know it, you will have created the life you've always wanted. The big changes you desire are often the result of small actions taken consistently over time. Keep moving, keep doing, and watch as your life transforms. Every journey, no matter how grand or difficult it may seem, begins with a single step. It's easy to get overwhelmed when you look at the end goal, the dream or vision you have. When you focus solely on how far you have to go, it can feel impossible to start. But here's the truth. No great achievement or transformation happens all at once. It all starts with one small decision, one action, one step in the right direction. The journey to success, fulfillment, or personal growth is never a straight line. It's filled with twists and turns, challenges and setbacks, moments of doubt. But those obstacles shouldn't stop you. In fact, they should remind you of this. The first step is all you need to take. You don't need to know how everything will unfold. You don't need to have all the answers. And you certainly don't need to have everything figured out right away. The only thing that matters is that you take that first step. The beauty of that first step is that it doesn't need to be perfect. You don't need to have all the knowledge or all the skills to begin. The most important thing is that you start. Think of it like setting out on a road trip. You may not know exactly how every mile will look, but once you get in the car and begin driving, the path becomes clearer with every passing moment. And here's the secret. That first step leads to the second, then the third, and then before you know it, you're on your way. The momentum you build by simply moving forward is powerful. Every small action propels you further, even when it feels like progress is slow. What matters most is that you keep going, step by step, and don't allow the fear of the unknown to hold you back. Remember, the biggest changes in life, the ones that really shape your future, always begin with one action. It might be a small decision, maybe it's signing up for a course, making a phone call, or committing to a new habit. But once you make that choice, once you take that first step, you set the wheels in motion for everything that follows. Success, growth, and fulfillment aren't reserved for those who wait for the right time or the right moment. They're for those who take action no matter how small it may seem. Every journey begins with a single step, and that first step is the most important one, because it's the one that turns your dreams into reality. Don't wait for perfection. Don't wait for the perfect conditions. Take that first step today and let the journey unfold from there. The road may be long, but it will be worth it. And it all starts with that one small decision to begin. The power of compound progress is one of the most extraordinary forces in life, yet it's often overlooked. We live in a world that craves quick results, instant gratification, and immediate success. But the reality is, true growth and lasting success don't come from a single burst of effort. They come from the small, steady actions taken consistently over time. Think of compound progress like putting a penny in a jar every day. One penny doesn't seem like much at first, but if you keep adding one penny every day over time, that jar will fill up, and eventually you'll have a considerable amount. It's the same with everything in life. The small actions you take every day, even though they might seem insignificant in the moment, will add up to something much greater in the long run. It's easy to get discouraged when the progress feels slow. When you don't see immediate results from your efforts, it's tempting to quit or think that what you're doing doesn't matter. But every effort, every step forward is building a foundation for something bigger. Just because you can't see the growth right now doesn't mean it's not happening. Like the penny in the jar, your efforts are accumulating, even if it's not obvious. This principle works for every aspect of life, whether it's improving your health, building a business, learning a new skill, or developing better habits. Each small step you take compounds over time. The key is to stay consistent, to keep going even when you don't feel like it, to trust that your small actions are adding up. Imagine the person who reads just 10 pages of a book every day. It doesn't seem like much, right? But over a year, that person would have read thousands of pages, learned new ideas, and gained valuable knowledge. Similarly, someone who saves a small amount of money each week may not notice it right away, but over time, those small savings can turn into significant wealth. It's the same with your personal growth. Every little decision to get better, to improve just a little bit each day, compounds. Eventually, it will create a transformation that far exceeds what you could have achieved through a few intense bursts of effort. The magic is in the consistency, the willingness to show up and do the work, even when you don't see instant rewards. Too often, we overestimate what we can do in the short term and underestimate what we can achieve over time. Small, consistent actions lead to massive changes. The key is patience and persistence. Keep going, even when the results seem far off. The compound effect works. You are building, step by step, a future that is far greater than anything you could have imagined when you started. So, don't be discouraged by the slow pace of progress. Every small effort is part of the bigger picture. Compound progress will work in your favor, but only if you keep taking action day in and day out. You don't have to make huge leaps, just make sure you're making progress, no matter how small, and watch as the power of compound growth transforms your life. If you want to achieve greatness, you need to stop obsessing over the end result and start focusing on the process. Too many people make the mistake of setting a goal and then fixating on the outcome, thinking that once they reach it, everything will fall into place. But the truth is, the outcome is only a small part of the equation. What really matters, what will truly shape your success, is the process. The daily actions, the habits, the discipline, and the commitment you put in every single day. The problem with focusing only on the outcome is that it's often out of your control. You can't always predict how long it will take to achieve a goal or what obstacles you'll encounter along the way. But what you can control is the effort you put into the process. You can control your daily actions, your decisions, and the consistency with which you show up. When you focus on the process, you begin to appreciate the small steps that lead to big results. You start to see progress in every action you take, no matter how minor it might seem. It's not about waiting for some grand moment when everything aligns perfectly. It's about making small improvements every day. It's about knowing that the little things done consistently will eventually lead to the big things you desire. By focusing on the process, you also develop patience. You understand that success isn't something that happens overnight. You begin to trust that if you just keep working, keep doing the right things every day, you'll eventually get where you want to go. This mindset takes the pressure off because you stop obsessing over when the results will come. Instead, you focus on doing your best in the moment, knowing that everything else will follow in time. The beauty of focusing on the process is that it keeps you moving forward even when things get tough. It's easy to quit when you focus only on the outcome and you don't see immediate results. But when you focus on the process, the journey itself becomes the reward. Every day is an opportunity to improve, to learn, to grow. Each day that you stay committed to the process, you become a little bit better, a little closer to your goal. In the long run, focusing on the process helps you build resilience. The obstacles you face along the way become less daunting because you know they're simply part of the journey. You understand that setbacks aren't failures, they're just temporary detours. When you embrace the process, you stop being discouraged by challenges, and instead you see them as opportunities to learn and grow. So don't get caught up in the end result. Instead, commit to doing the right things every day, regardless of where you are on the path. Trust in the process. Trust that your consistent effort, your dedication to improving every day will lead to the outcomes you desire. When you focus on the process, the outcome will take care of itself. Success is the natural result of a focused, disciplined, and consistent effort. Keep your eyes on the work, not the finish line, and you will find that the journey itself is more rewarding than any destination. One of the greatest things about taking small steps toward your goals is that each step builds your confidence. Too often, we wait for a big moment or a huge breakthrough to feel like we're capable or worthy of success. But the truth is, confidence isn't something that happens overnight. It's something you build step by step, one small action at a time. Think about it. When you take a small step, even if it seems insignificant, you prove to yourself that you're capable of making progress. Each small victory, whether it's completing a task, making a decision, or following through on a commitment, reinforces the belief that you can handle whatever comes next. You may not have achieved the ultimate goal yet, but every small step makes you feel a little stronger, a little more capable, and a little more confident in your abilities. This process is powerful because confidence doesn't come from success alone. It comes from the belief that you can keep going, even when things get tough. The more you practice taking small steps, the more you reinforce that belief in yourself. With every step, you become more comfortable with the idea of moving forward, and that sense of progress gives you the courage to keep going, even when challenges arise. As you continue to take small steps, you begin to see how these seemingly minor actions are creating momentum. What once seemed impossible starts to feel within reach. And with each bit of progress, your confidence grows, not because the goal is closer, but because you've proven to yourself that you can make it happen. You've developed the habit of taking action, and with that comes the belief that you can tackle bigger challenges when they come. The beauty of small steps is that they make progress feel achievable. When you focus on a large, overwhelming goal, it can be easy to feel defeated before you even start. But when you break it down into small, manageable tasks, you realize that the journey is not as intimidating as it first seemed. Each small step is an opportunity to prove to yourself that you can succeed, and that's how confidence is built. By seeing that you are capable, one small action at a time. And here's the key. Confidence doesn't just come from the end result. It comes from knowing that you showed up, that you took action, and that you made progress, no matter how small. You begin to trust in your ability to figure things out, to stay persistent, and to keep pushing forward. That trust, built on small wins, is what fuels your confidence. So, don't wait for a big moment to feel confident. Start with the small steps. Every time you take action, no matter how insignificant it may seem in the moment, you're building confidence. Every time you push through doubt, you're proving to yourself that you can handle whatever comes your way. Those small steps are the foundation of a strong, unshakable confidence that will carry you through every challenge and ultimately lead you to the success you desire. Keep stepping forward, and with every step, you'll find your confidence growing stronger and stronger. Perfection is one of the biggest obstacles standing in the way of your progress. It's a trap that so many people fall into, thinking that in order to move forward, they need everything to be flawless. They think that success requires perfection, that every detail must be right, that every decision must be carefully planned, and that nothing should ever go wrong. But this mindset only keeps you stuck. The truth is, perfection is an illusion. It's a moving target that keeps shifting further away the more you chase it. No matter how hard you try to make everything perfect, you'll always find something else to improve, something else to tweak, and something else to worry about. It's a never-ending cycle that paralyzes you, keeping you from taking any action at all. And while you're waiting for the perfect moment, someone else is taking small steps forward, making mistakes, learning, and growing. Here's the key. Progress is more important than perfection. You don't have to wait until everything is perfect to get started. In fact, waiting for perfection often leads to procrastination, missed opportunities, and wasted time. It's about making progress no matter how imperfect or messy it might seem at the time. The important thing is to keep moving, to keep learning, to keep improving with every step you take. Perfection often leads to fear. Fear of making a mistake, fear of failure, and fear of looking foolish. But the truth is, failure is not the enemy. It's a part of the process. It's through mistakes that we learn and grow. Every misstep, every failure is an opportunity to learn something new, to improve, and to get better. If you're waiting for the perfect moment, you'll miss out on the lessons that come with the bumps and bruises along the way. It's the imperfections, the mistakes, and the failures that will teach you what works and what doesn't. Think about all the great successes throughout history. None of them were achieved in a perfectly smooth, flawless process. Every success story is filled with challenges, setbacks, and imperfections. But those who succeeded didn't wait for perfection. They took action, learned from their mistakes, adjusted, and kept moving forward. They knew that perfection was not the goal, progress was. And it's the same for you. So stop waiting for the perfect conditions to take action. Stop worrying about making everything flawless before you start. The only way to make real progress is by stepping out, taking action, and learning as you go. You'll improve over time, and with every step, you'll get closer to where you want to be. Progress comes from doing, not from waiting for the perfect plan, the perfect moment, or the perfect circumstances. Perfection is the enemy of progress because it keeps you in a state of inaction. The sooner you realize that perfection is not necessary for success, the sooner you'll start making real progress. So let go of the need for everything to be perfect. Take imperfect action. Make mistakes, learn, improve, and above all, keep moving forward. That's how real success is built. Small steps create momentum, and momentum is one of the most powerful forces in life. When you begin any journey, it often feels like you're starting from scratch, with little to no energy or direction. But here's the secret. Momentum doesn't come from making giant leaps. It comes from taking those small, consistent steps that over time start to build a force that carries you forward. Think about pushing a boulder up a hill. At first it seems heavy and the task feels almost impossible. But as you start making small, steady pushes, the boulder begins to move. With each push, it takes a little less effort to move it. And before you know it, you've built up enough momentum to keep it rolling even when you're not pushing as hard. This is how momentum works in life. It starts slow, but once you build it, everything becomes easier. The beauty of small steps is that they don't require overwhelming amounts of energy or motivation. In fact, small actions are often so easy to take that they don't feel like much in the moment. But the key is consistency. When you keep taking those small steps every day, you begin to create momentum. And once that momentum starts building, it propels you forward in ways you never thought possible. It's like waking up early to work on a goal. At first, it might feel like a struggle, and you might even question whether it's worth it, but as you continue to show up day after day, the habit becomes easier. Soon, it doesn't take as much willpower to get up early. You've built a routine, and that routine becomes self-sustaining. You've created momentum, and that momentum carries you toward your goal. The same applies to anything in life, whether it's building a business, improving your health, or learning a new skill. Those small, seemingly insignificant actions like making one sales call, doing a short workout, or reading a few pages of a book add up. Over time, they compound and you start to see progress. More importantly, the momentum you've built will push you through the times when things get tough or when you don't feel like continuing. You've built a habit, and now that habit is working for you, not against you. One of the greatest advantages of momentum is that it gets easier over time. The first few steps might require more effort, more discipline, and more focus. But once you've gained some traction, the process becomes smoother. The results begin to speak for themselves, and you start to feel the positive effects of your consistent actions. The key is to keep taking those small steps, even when you don't see immediate results. Too many people quit right before the momentum kicks in. They expect instant rewards, and when they don't see them, they give up. But the real power lies in the consistency of those small actions. As long as you keep going, even if it's just one small step at a time, momentum will build and push you toward your goals. So don't wait for a breakthrough or a giant leap forward. Focus on taking small, steady steps. Show up every day, do what needs to be done, and trust that those small efforts will begin to build momentum. The more you do, the easier it gets, and soon you'll find yourself moving faster and farther than you ever thought possible. Momentum is the result of small steps, and once you have it, there's no stopping you.